One of my favorite things to do is share stories, and I actually haven't really done much of that on YouTube, or at least not lately. So I figured it could be a fun idea to start a new series where I just share a short story and then you guys decide what happens in the next episode. So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to share a short story here in a moment, and then you guys can decide what happens next. I'm going to give you guys basically multiple choice. I'm going to make a poll about it on a community post and everything, but for now, I'll just tell you guys what your options are at the end and you guys can comment it, but I will make a community post about it as well and give you a poll options there as well. So without further ado, let's get started. There's not going to be really a name for this story yet. Let me know in the comments below for that as well if you guys come up with a name for this. But for now, without further ado, let's jump straight into this Untitled magic story. There wasn't anything special about the room. It was old and falling apart. Everyone knew that it would likely collapse in a year or so. Maverick stood at the front of the room. His robes were just as old and tattered as the room, and yet his eyes shined with ignorant confidence. Despite having just a few more years on the room, Maverick acted youthful. They flailed their arms about as they scribbled symbols onto the wall with a blade. Lyde couldn't keep up with the movements fast enough to take notes. Lyde's eyes were red with lack of sleep. His face was filthy with lack of water. The filth created a crust on his hair that gave it a unique shape and greenish color. Next to Lyde was Hesha. She was the cleanest of the three, but even she couldn't keep herself as clean as one would want. Her lips were always dry because she often used her water ration for cleaning instead of drinking. Her hair was cut short and was a mix of brown and blonde. Lastly, there was Avon. Avon's eyes and hands moved just as fast as Maverick's. Their hair was white despite their youth, and their eyes were purple. His clothes were worse off than the others. Tears and patches were on every single piece. Maverick finally stopped etching symbols into the wall and looked at the others in their half-broken seats. As per usual, you'll have until the end of the day to use the top symbols to decipher the ones underneath them, Maverick explained. Avon raised their hand and stood up the instant Maverick pointed at them. Avon raised a paper in the air and offered it to Maverick. Lyde and Hesha gave each other exhausted glances while Maverick looked over the paper given to him. And as usual, Avon is the first to finish, Maverick stated with a hearty chuckle. He cheated, Lyde called out. Now, Lyde, you know better than to accuse Avon. He's proven many times this past month that he's more than capable without needing to cheat, Maverick defended. Finished, Hesha declared with her paper in hand. She rushed over to deliver it to Maverick. Avon got ready to speak, but shut his mouth as Maverick confirmed that Hesha had indeed completed the assignment. Excellent job, Hesha. You've improved so much lately. How can either of you be so fast? I still haven't even finished writing all the symbols down, Lyde cried out. Don't worry, I'll help you, Avon stated. He walked over to Lyde and finished copying the symbols down for him with lightning speed. Maverick, sir? Hesha queried. Yes, Hesha, Maverick replied. Since Avon is helping Lyde, which we both know will take a minute, can I take his turn with the wand? Hey, wait a second, Avon called out. Maverick moved between Avon and Hesha before Avon could move at all. Avon stopped and looked down at his leg. There was an empty scabbard on his side. Avon gasped with realization. Maverick held up an old wand made of twisted wood that was no bigger than 11 inches. Maverick had moved quick enough to remove the wand from Avon's scabbard, all without anyone seeing it happen. You've already promised your time to Lyde. You'll get it back tomorrow if you earn it as always, Maverick declared. He gave the wand to Hesha, who accepted it quietly before leaving the room through a door made out of tree bark. Avon watched her leave with distaste. Lyde finally brought him back to reality by pulling on their arm. So, if this symbol means greed, this one means generosity? Lyde asked. Avon looked down at what Lyde was showing him and nodded his head. Yeah, see how the symbol is the same but flipped? Lyde nodded to confirm he understood, and was able to decipher the rest of the symbols. When he finished, he happily raised it up for Maverick to take. Good job, Lyde. You may be slower than Avon and Hesha, but you still excel in this class. Thank you, sir. Maverick set the paper to the side and crashed down to the floor. He removed a floorboard and the entire room creaked. Everyone stood still for a moment until it stopped. Maverick removed a thick book from under the floor and stood back up. Is that? Avon whispered softly with excitement. My very own research, Maverick answered. Maverick opened the book up to a page near the beginning and shared what was on it to both of them. Understanding symbols is paramount of being good at magic. If you get the wrong symbol or flip the symbol, you can do the opposite of what you want or do nothing at all. So that's why we have to decipher stuff like this every day. When can we learn more symbols? Lyde wondered. Maverick smiled and closed the book. He looked at Avon and gave him back the paper Avon completed earlier. There is one more thing I want you to decipher on this page, he said. But I did all of it already, Avon argued. There is a secret left on this page that none of you have deciphered. I believe you will be able to do it with Lyde's help. My help? You are nowhere near as fast as Avon, but Avon is too fast. Knowing when to be one or the other is a very important part of magic, but as of now, you're both one and never the other. I think I understand, Avon said. Once you two decipher it, I'll have a reward waiting. Maverick waved his research around and winked. He walked away, and Avon and Lyde began working right away. Okay, and I leave the choice up to you. Do Avon and Lyde decipher this secret waiting for them on this piece of paper, or does something else happen? Let me know in the comments below. I will have a thing pinned at the top of the comments for all of your options for this story, I guess, for what happens next. And I will see you probably in a week or two for the next section of this, and we'll just keep doing this until we have just a complete story or something. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.